Hello guys, good evening. I am Arlene Farina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Tonight I'm going to share with you the book of Rich Dad Poor Dad, who is written by Robert Toro Kiyosaki. The book that rich teach their children about money and the poor do not. So first, let us discover who is Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is born on April 8, 1947. He is an American businessman and author. He is the founder of Global Rich LLC. He is born in Hawaii, United States. His wife called Kim Kiyosaki, and he graduated in his education is in United States Merchant Marine Academy. He graduated from that school. So let's start. I will give you the summary and shortcut of chapter 1. Rich Dad Poor Dad, this book became #1 personal finance book in the history, with a sale of book estimate nearly 40 million copies worldwide. So this book became one of the best sellers around the world. So I know that everybody knows this book. I got the idea to buy this book because there was a lockdown of pandemic, and I realized how important to get financial literacy or knowledge how to hold money. So I want to share with you some financial education that is written by Robert Kiyosaki in this book to help with you the things that never taught in school. So I got information from this book, Poor Dad, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, in this book, the starting point for anyone is looking for control the financial features. 20 million later, of people around the world are more aware of Rich Dad's warning in his lessons about the future. Many have just said that his lessons are prophetic. So this is #1 Rich Dad lesson. First, #1, don't work for money. The lessons here, the increases in the income are going to the lesson here in #1, the increases the income are going to entrepreneurs and investors, not to the employee, not to the people who work for the money. So the main lesson in #1 in chapter 1 is don't work for the money. Usually the rich investors, the entrepreneurs, they are not working for the money. Who are working for the money? Working for the money is like us, the employee that's working 8 hours, working hard and waiting for our salary to pay our house rent, buy food, pay our bills. It's called rat race. So we are the one who is paying the tax and everything. So the middle class and the poor people are working for the money. The rich, the real rich, is not working for the money. The money is working for them, and they got big income. They paying less tax. The investors, the entrepreneurs, the businessmen, the money is working for them. #2 lesson in this chapter 1 is savers are losers. 20 years ago, Most publishers vehemently disagreed with this lesson from Rich Dad. Today, interest rates in many countries are below zero, which is why savers are losers today. The biggest losers are the poor, the middle class, the people who work for the money and save money. Why? Because, for example, you just save your money in the bank. How many percent the bank can give? Maybe 0.25% or even not 1%. And the big problem with the saving money is inflation, because this time, what is inflation? Inflation is the rising of the prices. For example, the price of rice now is just, let's say, 50 pesos. After 2 years, 3 years, it will become 55 or 60. It's one example of inflation, the high getting higher of the price of the commodities and everything. Your money will be loser if you save money because of inflation rate. Next lesson from this, number 3, your house is not an asset. I think to myself, why he said it, that your house is not an asset. But everybody need a house, it's our basic needs. But Robert Kiyosaki think that house is not an asset. If we're just living in this house, then of course we pay all the bills, all the maintenance. It's good also that we are not renting house. It's good to own a house. But one thing that I learned from him is that if you want to build a house, first invest to asset that can give you income or cash flow. Then from this cash flow, in this income, you can pay the house. So that's a good idea. So first, if you want to invest to an asset. Then if you got an asset and you got revenue or income to this asset, from this income you can buy a house, you can buy a house and you can pay the mortgage. So that is a good idea. Another, why the rich man, number 4, why rich pay less in tax. The rich don't pay money, don't work for money. As long as the person work for money, people will pay tax. I got the point. The rich not working for money. The middle class and the poor people are working for money. So the middle class pay more tax. This is the point here. Okay. In the introduction of this book, the main focus is synergy. What is synergy? Synergy is combination of two heads, like the rich dad and the poor dad. They have different ideas. The poor dad is his PhD, is real father, biological father of Robert, and the rich dad is a father of Mike, his best friend, that give him all this wise knowledge that he gained from him. Having two dads afford me to choice of contrasting points of views, one of rich man and the poor man. Sadly, money is not taught in the school. The school focus on the scholastic and professional skills, but not on financial skills. This explains why smart bankers, doctors, and accountants who earn who earn excellent grades may struggle financially all their life. So I agree with him that in the school they are focused in teaching many things about economics, English, history, but ethics, which is good. Education is basic needs, but I I just remember the lesson about how to teaching about financial literacy. I just remember it's just in economics, but not so much focus on just a little bit something about asset and liability, stock market, different like this. Unless you took the course like economics, you exactly focus to this, but not so much focus about financial literacy in the school. So in the chapter 1, I will tell you shortly. The poor and middle class work for money, and the rich have money work for them. So I mentioned it already. 20 years ago, taxes, taxes, taxes. As the government expand and need more and more money, the only place to get is the middle class. That means that the workless, every government now favor the professional investors, and business owners pay little tax. If they use the tax, law is intended as a tool to build the economy. Yes, our country is living from the tax, but the reality is the investors and the businessmen pay less tax. Okay, I will share with you some here on page 67. I want to read this to you. This is the chapter 1, the story. When he was 9 years old, Robert Kiyosaki and his childhood friends weren't invited to a classmate beach house because they were poor kids in an affluent school. After being told by his poor dad, his father, who has a teacher and made good living but always struggled to make ends meet, to simply go and make money, and his friend Mike did just that. They collected empty toothpaste tubes, which at that time were made of lead, melted them down, and used plaster mold to make counterfeit nickels. So, at a very young age, Robert and Mike and his friends, they tried to collect empty toothpaste. They told to the neighbors that they wanted, and they collected, and they tried to make it as a nickel. As you see, that's why now he is very successful businessman, because he got two dads and he's got two different idea that he used it in his life at the very young age. So the next is this. This is also important. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. Rich people acquire assets, and the poor middle class acquire liabilities that they think that this is an asset. You must know the difference between the asset and liabilities. Assets are income, salary, house rental income, dividend, interest, royalty. So these are the assets, the cash flow that will give you money. The liabilities are like mortgage, car loans, credit line loan, school loan, and also liabilities are expenses like taxes, property tax, insurance, maintenance, utilities. Those are all liabilities. It's okay to buy a house for the second lesson, that he's saying that asset is not, a house is not an asset. It's okay to buy a house, but it's first the secret is first buy asset that will generate cash flow to buy the house. So that is good idea. So to give some advice to my OFW around the world, I'll advise you to first, before you build a house or before you put or invest a house, first buy an investment that can give you cash flow. Like for example, you buy some land and you build apartment, or you buy some real estate that can generate you income, or you buy put a business that can give you some cash flow. Like there are different kinds of business. I will try to do research about it, and I will do it in another video. So thank you guys for watching. I know I hope it will help you something. I'm not economist. I'm not so good in these things. I just read, and I just want to help to give some financial literacy about life. I hope it will help you, and I will continue reading this book, and I just bought it new. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye. Good night.